just a bloke in a bar.
Like,
I hate Zooms.
we hate them, bro.
And I hate
all they
Microsoft
want to do
Teams,
is
and I hate
Teams,
Google
Zooms,
Meets.
or Google Meets. And I'm like, let's just get on the blower. What's wrong with getting on the fucking blower?
Because now I've got to be conscious about how I look on this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like having a conversation. I don't like having a stare at someone across the Zoom, and then I'm like, I'm actually not looking at you. I'm looking down at the screen. So what's the fucking point?
You can't do
anyway?
these ones.
No, exactly. Or if I
can't
want
do
to
that.
yawn, or like
Yeah.
if they say
Scratch your
something
balls.
dumb. We were on one Zoom. This is last year. I can't remember what it was for though, and we both had tequilas off camera.
Wearing no pants as well.
Yeah,
just out of
just
shot.
like, okay.
Yeah, that's what you get when you have a late meeting on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Zoom guy.
No.
I'd rather just get on for I just go, yep, we're all good. Yep, sweet.
Cool,
Let's
all
go.
right.
I'm a blowerman.
Yeah.
Blowerman.
You blow 'em, man.
Blower, man. Blowerman.
Sure, dude. That's cool.
Dangerous.
Hey, but that's fine though. Like, that's cool. I just didn't know that.
Yeah. It's good to know that.
Well, now you know.
I don't look at you any differently, mate.
No, I don't look at it different.
Good. I wouldn't expect you
In
to.
fact, I'm actually fucking got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to, gentlemen. I know I've got your support.
Always.
That's why I do the show every week, because I know I've got you. You've got my back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it otherwise. If you didn't have my back, I wouldn't do it.
No.
Know that.
You'll blow 'em, man though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love a blower, man.
And we've got your back as well, which is
Yeah.
always good for a man that's that's a blower man.
Yeah, correct.
You're not blowing a man's back though, right?
Boys, how's it going? You having a good day or what?
Having a fucking
Having a
good
good
day.
Having
I
a
tell you
real
what,
day.
Australians are having a good day as well. No, they, Tom.
Oh fuck! Sorry, yeah. Eddie
Come
actually
on.
asked me,
That's a nice little lead in there.
No, it was.
Fucking hopeless.
mate. This have a fucking go at this review for Good Day. Can I just think it's important to suck your own cock when you can, if you're flexible enough. So this is these reviews come through the website, I believe. It hasn't got his name. This is the title of the Good Day review, though. Life changer. Ooh. 5 stars. I cannot express how much this has changed my life. My wife has even noticed a huge change in my moods. I'm a father of 4, working hard and trying to be a good husband when life really got on top of me. It has been tough the last 2 years until I tried Good Day along with a change of diet, which is important. I feel great now. Not so tired, happier, more energetic. I cannot thank Good Day enough and would recommend to anyone.
Holy. Boom. That's one of the all-time reviews that.
That's
Yeah.
a review, baby.
Like, if you reviewed the review,
Yeah.
you should give a 5-star review to
I
that.
fucking oath,
Oh,
mate.
that
That's
gets
a
10
5-star
stars,
review
mate.
of the
That
review.
gets 10 stars.
Don't you worry.
I didn't know until recently, Denon, that we were out there. We've been out there changing lives. You know what I mean?
you're one
One
of those guys.
multivitamin at a time. One
You're-
gullet at a time.
So, you're one of those guys that I podcast to change lives, pretty much. That's you now.
well, but listen, we didn't
Not by
expect-
design.
No, not by design. We didn't set out on this journey to change lives, but
Through
it's-
dribble and yarn.
Through dribble and yarn.
Can we put some inspirational music over this, one of those
Get
clips you see on
some-
Instagram?
Yeah, yeah.
And you
Get
just
some
let us know.
inspirational shit.
I didn't realise that dribble and yarn would create an environment where I could start pouring multivitamins down the gullets of the nation
Yeah.
and change lives.
Change lives.
But here we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the journey been like for you?
Look, it's been one foot in front of the other. That's how it starts, right? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Gandhi, probably.
Gandhi might have said that. I'm not sure. But,
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
I call him Gandhi. Who do you call him? Gandhi?
Yeah, Gandhi.
Nah, we're in
It's
Australia.
Gandhi.
Ah, okay.
France. Actually, you got a bit of me about you there with Gandhi. It's Gandhi.
Gandhi? No, it's Gandhi.
No, it's
mate.
Gandhi, bro.
I'm just showing respect to the great Gandhi.
Gandhi, mate.
Gandhi. Great words by Gandhi. Anyway, so we took a single step on our journey to dribble and yarn, and then we took another step towards the multivitamin game, and we're changing lives. I don't know. I mean, it's just like you wake up, you get out of bed, you put your pants on, and you go out in the world and you change lives.
No one man should have all that power. That's why there's 2 of you.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep each other in check.
You check each other's power.
Well, I wouldn't call it power.
No, I wouldn't call it power either.
Changing lives in a positive way is not is a
It's a service.
it's
It's service. This is like
yeah.
But there's power in service.
we aren't looking for power though. We're just
Humble servants.
Humbly.
Oh, okay.
We're on our knees right now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Humble servants. Holy shit. That is quite humble. That is quite humble. Look, I'm happy for you boys.
Thanks, mate. It's pretty good review though.
I had my good day this morning, feeling fantastic. Big night last night. Was at the fights. Sammy Goodman gets the job done, beating Schlieb.
Yeah, bro.
Mate, those fights are so good. The cards, No Limit and KO put on a Mayo event. They don't get much better than that. Don't forget, guys, Zoo is fighting at the end of this month, March 31st. I'm going to fly over. It's going to be a great time. There'll be heaps of content. And also, this Sunday, there's a live show. Myself, Roo, Timmy, Maddie, Hammy, we'll be going up to Dolphins, watching Dragons v Dolphins. There'll be a live stream on KO between 2:45 and 3:45. Make sure to tune in and enjoy the show. We'll be previewing all the games, talking all the biggest things in rugby league, plus a couple of guests as well.
Very horny.
Very
I will
tough
just
stuff.
jump back into service of the people and say begoodhealth.com.au. Just back servicing the people. One gullet at a time.
You are servicing the people.
Yeah,
Code dribblers 20%.
Code
off.
dribblers 20% off.
To be fair, I actually tried to use that code. Didn't work.
Well, maybe it's dribbler.
No, it's dribbler. Listen, try both. And then come back to us if there's an issue, and we'll fix it. But good to know.
Dribbler or dribblers?
I was like, I've been hoodwinked here.
You shouldn't be paying. We'll get you.
No, I'm subscribed now. I'm locked in. Locked in for life.
We'll look after you, brother. But on the fights last night, Sammy Goodman gets the job done, the big dub. Wednesday night biffs, I just want to touch on how much I like Wednesday night fights and how well they fit with my life.
Yeah.
Thursday night rugby league obviously is tried and tested now, has been for some
Live show
years,
tomorrow
and
as well?
everyone loves
Live
it. Live show
stream
tonight.
Yeah.
Denon
Tonight.
said no. Denon Narbratus. Big dad guy now, apparently. Reckons he's booked in. Anyway, he's told us to fuck off and beat it. That's all right. We get the nerd out in.
The nerd out.
Timmy, Guru, myself, Tommy. It's going to be a lot of fun. 8 p.m. Hello Sport YouTube. Come and have a fucking giggle and come and have a yarn. But Wednesday nights with fights on is just such a great fucking decision by her friends at No Limit at KO. It's like, what day are you going to put it on? Put it on Wednesday. Put it on Origin night. Not the same night as Origin night, but Origin night's a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Wednesday night violence is what you want. You're kind of over the week by Wednesday as well. Obviously, there's still 2 more days. No one gives a fuck.
But you're celebrating. But you're celebrating the hump.
You're celebrating the hump. You're on the other
Job
side.
done.
You're
Yeah.
seeing aggressive individuals be aggressive to one another. You're seeing
Couple of
people
plumbers going
believe-
out there
Couple of plumbers
on a school night.
fucking punching on. Seeing rowdy gongians fucking screaming in the crowd. Like, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
That
That's
is
good stuff.
It does. It really does cleanse the palate for the week.
Correct.
I was putting my youngest to bed. Zoe, shout out to her. She's probably watching.
Shout out, Zoe.
And I'm laying on the ground. I've got to just pat her bum so she goes to sleep. And I'm laying on the ground watching people bash each other on my phone, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
What a world we live in.
That's
that
how
I
you know
can
you've
do
still
that.
got the barbarian in you. Because
still there.
You're a father, like being a good, responsible man, taking care of your child, but the barbarian is still inside you watching the
Correct.
fight.
Well, what is it about you want to be like a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a fight or some shit?
Yeah. That's
Whatever
that's
that is,
the-
you know what I mean?
I think Gandhi said that.
I think it was Gandhi.
Yeah.
No, it was Gandhi.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, you
fair
want to be a
enough.
warrior, tending to daisies and shit.
Yeah.
You don't want to be tending to daisies whilst there's a fucking war going on around.
No.
Correct. Because you will be,
You'll be in some
what's the you'll be lying with the daisies? Is that what I was saying? I
pushing
think-
daisies.
Pushing daisies. There
you're
you go.
dead.
Because you're
I
dead
think
and you're
Gandhi
pushing them up.
also said that.
Gandhi said that one as well.
Gandhi said a lot.
Fuck, he said heaps.
Is he still with us?
I don't know, actually. Was he got an Instagram? We can check. Is he on socials?
Is Gandhi with us?
Imagine Gandhi on the gram, just smashing
Gandhi
with.
couldn't be with us, could he?
He's surely not. He'd be old.
Oh, well,
Fuck.
he kind of is with us. We're quoting him.
Well, that's true. So, I mean, he's always with
He
him.
might have a bit of Methuselah about him, though.
Old as.
Old as fuck.
Anyway.
Okay.
Love some violence.
1948, and that is not the first time I've answered that question on this podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah, I fully remember. I'm like, and then it came.
48, the big fella.
Back to me. Yeah.
67 years old? That's a guess.
I don't know.
Died in 1948. Okay.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, I think that was just worth pointing out that Wednesday night biff's good for the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
You were obviously a talking head last night though on television. You
a
were
tiny little interview.
chopper down there.
It wasn't tiny.
It wasn't.
It
You
went
were,
for a couple of minutes. I thought you did really well.
Yeah.
If I can just give my mate a pat on the
thank you,
back.
thank you, thank you.
You brought the energy.
I like that. Thank
you
you.
were up. You
Yep.
weren't flat. You vocalised.
enunciated.
You enunciated. You didn't you didn't you didn't trip over your words.
Yeah, thank
you had
you.
a bit to say,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I think you really owned your moment, mate.
Professional.
I said, that's exactly what I said to myself. I said, this man's a fucking professional yarner, this bloke.
Yeah.
Professional
Gets on there, had a bit of a giggle. You know, you're sort of poking fun at Timmy, but you said, but I wouldn't say it to him. I wouldn't say it to his face. Timmy can do whatever he wants. You know, so you're humble. You know, your place in the pecking order.
Yeah. It was
Thanks,
really
mate. I
nice.
appreciate that.
Ringside, though, must be nice.
No, I'm working.
Ringside, though, mate, must be nice.
Ringside must be nice, is what we're saying.
It's work. Like, I'm there to work.
Oh, yeah, you're working.
Did I see you next to Trent?
Yes, and Maddie and George.
Right, so you're basically
you were
the
like
fourth Rose brother.
you were basically the fourth Rose brother last night. Is that right? Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
I knew my eyes didn't deceive me.
Actually, you know what? I think I was the fourth Rose brother last night. I think I was. I
Did you say
cannot
happy
wait.
birthday to George?
You know what?
Jesus
I was actually tipped up that it was his birthday, and I didn't say happy
Jesus
birthday.
Christ.
So that is shit by me. We're going to Vegas together. Well, I'll see him over in Vegas. I'll make sure to say belated happy birthday.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit late.
I might even take some good day with me.
Well,
to
you
give
can
to him.
do that. You can
I think
definitely do
that's
that.
a
That's nice. That's nice. Be of service.
But yeah, great card. Now, huge news. Huge news. Penny Panthers re-sign Izack Tago until 2028, reportedly around 700, 750K. First of all, great re-signing. Of course, you re-sign a throbber like Tago.
Yep.
What I guess is interesting is that that's reportedly about the same that Critter went to the Bulldogs for, which was about 800K. So now, obviously Jerome Luai decided to leave and didn't, I guess, re-sign with the Panthers. So maybe that's what's freed money up. But then if they've paid him $750, what are they going to pay Taylor May, who was also a massive throbber?
More? Would you say more potential?
Oh, it's hard to say because Tago has been pretty fucking like.
Look, he has been good.
It's about the same. Probably about the same.
Seems like a lot of money, though. I mean, that's the problem. We were reading the paper the other day, and Mayo Man was the Mayo Man himself.
Dude, it was actually one of the most absurd articles that has ever come across, or that have been published in a newspaper. He actually was getting his asshole ripped apart on NRL 360 by the guys as well.
Well, I should expect so, Tom, because it was complete and utter.
Him and Brent Reed.
It was mayonnaise, the whole
thing. They
thing.
sat down together in Las Vegas and were just like, "What do you reckon he's worth? What do you reckon he's worth?" And they just did the whole thing, and like it was like, this is what we think they're worth, and this is what they're actually like. This is the salary cap. Like it was just purely like speculation.
But it wasn't compared to anything. So they had it in there that Nathan Clear is on $1.5 million. I said $1.5
That's what he was. No,
million?
that's what he was worth. They were saying Nathan Clear is worth 1.5.
But they don't tell you what he's actually getting paid.
No,
was the problem.
no.
So it was extremely misleading, and it was fine print stuff.
Yeah,
so you had to
the fine
really
print.
look to see what they were actually saying and how the information was being presented.
Well, it's just a big photo with Nathan Cleary's head and 1.5 million.
That's exactly.
next to it.
That's
So you're like,
exactly.
he's
right.
on 1.5
That's
million.
exactly
It was also in the age of. I hope that this headline's giving me all the information because I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read the article. So you're like, oh, okay, sweet. This is what we're doing here. And then you're going through every team. And then we were reading it. And then by the end of it, we're like, wait a minute. Joey Manu's not on $1.1 million. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, that's what it said. I'm like, well, if he was on 1.1, he wouldn't be leaving the Roosters, would he?
Yeah.
My point being, Denon, to bring this back round is how do we actually know what anyone's on realistically?
I say that all the time.
You do say that all the
Like,
time.
you just don't know. You don't know. And also, I've been in the club, like playing NRL, when I've read articles of massively inflated estimates on contracts. Like, you'd be surprised at some of the players that are on minimum. And it's just because they signed at a time where the club said they had no money and it's a 3 or 4 year deal. And then in that 3 years, they've just gone bomb and killed it.
Yeah.
But they're still on that minimum contract. So, it's very hard to, I guess, get an accurate estimate. I will say, though, and I'll already get shit for this, but I've got to keep bringing it up, it is a new salary cap. So 750 is the same as like 500 or 550 from the old salary cap.
We are in a different world now.
We do live in a different world. But with that in mind, if Tungo has been offered similar money to what Critter was offered, that's interesting to me because Critter's a fucking
Absolute
New South Wales centre
robber.
and an absolute specimen. Is that an eternal decision where they've gone, well, we'd rather a future with Izack than with Critter?
Well, that's where...
If the money's the same.
Well, that's where I doubt the figure of 750. Because not only that, let's say there's that information. And look, you could argue they didn't know whether Jerome Luai was going to stay. And so that's what's freed up the money for the year after for Tago. So that's the case. But what makes it even more confusing for me is like, well, then how do you re-sign Taylor May? Because you can't have two centres on 750, and he'll get 750 somewhere, Taylor May, most likely. Or at least 600.
But is there Taylor May could get that, or like would get that, as you say? Is there a world where Taylor May doesn't want to leave, and you're sort of like, you haven't done enough yet to justify it right now, so we can pay you a little bit less.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the fact that he hasn't re-signed yet, Taylor and May, sounds to me like they know their worth. Like they're probably debating about it. What is interesting though is Tago literally came out and said after he signed the contract, "I would have signed for anything."
But don't they always say that?
But I don't think they always. I don't think
Not
that
as in, no,
regularly.
that's always as well.
Yeah.
But, like when they're like, I was never going to leave. Like, but there's a point where you'll go, fuck you, I will leave if you don't pay me.
Well, yeah, he came out and said, I would have signed for anything. There's no way, like, I want to stay here. And he is relatively young, so that mindset does track.
How old is he?
He's like 22, 23 max,
Fucking-
maybe even younger.
How old's Taylor May? Like 21?
21. Actually, he might even be 21 because I think he's younger than Critter.
Tungo's 21.
Yeah, 21.
Jesus
And May?
Christ.
Taylor May?
Because Critter's only 22 or 23.
I know.
Which I think we talked about that the other week, which I still haven't got over. I haven't got over that yet.
And then also, was it you guys talking on the Monday show that like Tohu Harris is 31?
Yeah, he's not that old. He's not that old.
The fuck are we doing?
Papali'i, he's only 31, I think.
Papali'i?
Yeah, he's not. Oh, 32,
As in
sorry.
Canberra Papali'i?
Yeah, pretty sure. Can you confirm that? I think 31, 32?
Jesus Christ.
We're just going to go through the ages of everyone in the league. So
Yeah, and just
bear
go,
with us.
oh,
Josh Papali'i, 31. Taylor.
get fucked!
He looks 50.
He looks old as
This
shit.
is his 14th season in the NRL.
Well, he's been bashed up, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
Done the
Taylor
tough
May.
stuff.
Taylor May's 22.
Taylor May
Okay.
22. Oh, he's
That's
old as
interesting. That's interesting, though. That anyway.
It
I
did-
would have thought you'd sign Taylor May first.
Tunga's been there and done it for a couple of
Tonga
years
was
now.
even like being whispered in Origin.
Yeah.
When we had some centers go down.
Look, the only thing I can think, because like they just re-signed Taruva as well, so I just think the price isn't correct.
Yeah. I think
Which wouldn't shock it.
I reckon he's probably landed around the 500, 600K mark.
Yeah.
And I reckon they're trying to get Taylor May for 500, 600K, which would make sense because that equals about 1.2 million, which is what Jerome Luai probably would have been demanding, or what he got at the Tigers.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been demanding 1.2 at the Panthers. He probably would have been asking for like 700, 800.
Quite a factory they've got out there.
Oh my God.
Quite
And-
a factory.
Quite a fact.
And there's like young fellas like that are killing it in New South Wales Cup. They've got, I think it's Ayongi, his last name. He's a fullback. He's gun. They got young, is it Jensen maybe? I've got that wrong. What's the young fella's name that we were talking about on Monday? And then he's got an even younger brother that's even just as good. So
Fucking hell.
they
The
got
talent
so
they've
many
got
guys.
rid of and replaced
Oh.
is fucking ridiculous.
Mate, when they lost kick out, we thought it was going to be all over.
Yeah.
Oh, Matty
No.
Burton's gone, oh, you fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all over.
Kickout's like not a Penrith player. I don't see him as even like, I don't even equate him to Penrith anymore.
They lost
It's just
Catewell, all good.
They did. Curdy Capes.
Like,
you forget about
And he's
that.
still impacting the Warriors, like playing
They
mad.
lost
Warriors.
Coruscant.
Oh, mate.
fucking Coruscant.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did Coruscant win 2 with them?
Yeah, I think
He
so.
won 2 and then left. He played last. He was first year was his.
Yeah,
last year was his first year at Tigers.
One of the all-time post-grand final speeches Warriors club that he's going to go to.
Yeah, it's like, I'm never going to win another grand final.
That was so good.
Oh, fuck.
Love that
Casey
shit.
McLean is the young gun.
Oh,
but he's
McLean.
like super young. Like he won't play first grade for a
What was
while.
he, 16, 17?
He's the one that Guru said that pretty much went from Harold Matts to Jersey Flegg, like that.
What age is Jersey Flegg again? 19?
21.
So he could play soon.
Yeah, and probably I meant not this year.
Oh, not this year. Okay, yeah.
That was misleading because you said ages, so I thought he was 12.
Yeah. I was like, we got like a 10-year-old that whips on our hands.
But look, great signs for Panthers. Tungo is an absolute throbber, and I don't think we've seen even close to the best of Tungo. And if they can lock in May and Tungo, they're basically guaranteeing themselves like probably top 3 centres, or at least we'll say top 5 centres, both top 5 centres for the next 3 or 4 years, which is unbelievable.
Great.
Unbelievable. I mean, I wish you could still bet on Dally M because you could guarantee at least one of them is going to win a Dally M centre position.
I wish you could still bet on Dally.
Man,
Fuck that guy.
that guy's a
Fuck that
fucking
guy.
dog.
And he comes up every once in a while on this show too, and I think it's a nice time to just say, fuck you, dude.
You
greedy
fucking
little
ruined it for
piglet.
everyone. You are a greedy little gut. You didn't think people would notice, mate? That you've ploughed fucking Craig Bellamy, who was paying like 12s or 16s.
Dressed
You
as
put
Beetlejuice,
50
you
grand on him. Don't you think that was going to raise alarm bells, mate?
Allegedly, don't know how much you put on, but you fucked us. You fucked us all.
Well, what isn't alleged, we got fucked.
No,
Well,
that's-
it's not alleged that the bloke got done either.
No.
Insert the number here. Who gives a shit what the number was? It was enough to raise alarms.
Massive congratulations to Panthers and Tungo. Just unbelievable the amount of young guns they've got coming through. And Geez, they're
Is
looking
that
hot.
an official DMP congratulation? Was that on behalf of all of us, or was that just you?
Well, is it okay if I speak on behalf?
No,
or-
I'm a fan of his work. Yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
okay, fair enough. That's an official DMP congratulations.
And I know people hate the Panthers. I don't.
I don't hate
I'm a
them.
big fan of the Panthers.
I almost think that they've gone through a life cycle when they were new and hot and cool, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, love them." Then they were really good, and people started calling them arrogant, and it was just like a team being really good, you end up getting over them. Then they win 3, and now you're like, "Fuck, I like greatness." So it's hard to hate.
Well,
greatness.
I feel like they got to a point where they were so good, even the biggest haters were forced to admit, like, okay,
Yeah.
they're just fucking so good.
they're just fucking
Yeah.
good.
They basically just forced us all into our knees.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's where we remain.
Speaking of hot centers, Joey Manu and Max Jorgensen. Max Jorgensen, is he he's a Wallabies player?
Jorgensen.
Jorgensen. Okay, Max Jorgensen.
I don't know if that's true.
I think I've actually heard both pronunciations. So just roll with it, mate.
Yeah, you go with whatever feels comfortable for you.
Yeah.
We'll back you.
Call him
Okay.
Jorgo.
Max Jorgo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's been reports that the Roosters are interested in signing Max Jorgo, although the Roosters say they haven't offered him anything. So this may be a manager that's, in saying that, the other guy that has an even harder name, which I cannot remember.
Jordan Pataya.
No. The guy that actually signed with the Roosters.
Nwangani Tawase.
Yeah, holy shit, that's good from you. He's
good.
He's actually signed. So, so Manu, it looks like he won't go to French rugby. He'll go to Japanese rugby. Probably being convinced to sign with Toyota Verblitz team led by Steve Hansen, who played a big role in helping SBW excel in rugby union.
Also a World Cup winning coach, Steve Hansen.
I mean, Joey Manu in Japan, sounds good to me.
Does. Verblitz rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The Toyota Verblitz. That's a side that you can just fucking, oh yeah.
Toyota of a Blitz.
Yeah.
Weird one.
I tell you what though, if you're getting paid, you sign a 3 or 4 year deal, $1 million a year to play in the Japan League, which I think is like 12 games or some shit a season.
I saw a video the other day on Instagram of fucking Artie Sarvea over there. He was absolutely ripping these guys apart. It was fucking insane.
In where?
In Japan,
Japan,
dude. Yeah. He was like putting in kicks and shit. Like he was smashing cunts. Like he was, I'm pretty sure the highlights I saw was of one game. I was like, this could have been a career's worth of highlights in one game. He absolutely, at one point he dives over the line to score a try, in the air, turns over on his back and scores it like looking back.
Oh, that was hectic. Yeah, that
like,
was unbelievable.
Just absolute fucking throbbery at high speed.
It was a throbbery.
Yeah.
Highway throbbery.
highway throbbery.
Highway throbbery. Good stuff. So is this for 2025?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
As I said, if you can sign like a 3-year deal, play 12 games a year, the only thing is I think like Japanese training is hectic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like real disciplined, real hectic.
12 games.
Can you get it up, Matty? It's not much. It's not many games.
Wow.
And obviously the standard is not
We
anywhere
can
near
say it.
NRL.
You can just be honest.
You can be
the
honest.
standard would not be up to what he's used to.
Stay patient, Japanese rugby fans.
Stay patient. But I mean, talk about getting cash from minimal work.
Would you,
Ooh, yeah.
as a footballer, like if you're, because he's still young, Joey, right? Like, and if you've got like aspirations and goals,
Sure. And what would they be?
well, like I'm just
As
asking.
most most sportsmen would
Do you
have.
know what I mean, though, right? Like going over there and just cashing an easy check. Maybe your main goal is just to fucking make shitloads
Yeah.
of money, right? Which I get. But like going and just playing against a bunch of fucking respectfully beaters.
Well,
But you just like compared to what you used to, right?
Not
Like
as good.
You dominated in the greatest competition on the planet.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go to Japan and probably score like 12 tries a game.
there are some good players over there, though.
Fucking oath there are, but they're usually from rugby league or from like the All Blacks or like. But just like what I guess more what I'm just trying to say is like, and I'm asking you because I believe you played professionally, like. Would there be an element there where you're like, you might want to go to, say, a European comp or a French, like where you actually are playing more competitive
Sometimes
competition?
like he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
It's like he's done it.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to prove for him. Because if he was like genuinely, wanted to play for the All Blacks, which I'm assuming he would eventually, like he would one day, I guess, but he'd be going to a tougher competition. It looks to me like massive deal has been offered. He enjoys the game of rugby union, but at the same time doesn't have to grind through a long season. He's already achieved everything he wants to achieve in NRL. Right off into the sunset kind of stuff.
This reeks of feet up horizontal season for Joey.
Yeah.
If I'm reading between the lines, I mean he's won comps, hasn't won a World Cup. Sorry, bruh, but
The only thing you could see it is maybe he's using it as to like ease into the game.
That's what I was going to say.
Then goes into the bigger leagues in Union.
Go and, like,
to learn how to play.
Well, he played growing up, but
just
like to
ease
get
into
back
it,
into the sort of the flow of it.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Matty?
Looks like it's 16 rounds.
So like 16 rounds.
It's pretty nice.
It's
pretty
pretty
good.
good. 16 weeks of a whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Probably
Japan's
sit a couple out as well.
Oh, no, you would. You roll an ankle or something.
Just play the first 12. Play the first 12. Do your hammy in the 12th.
Yeah.
Season over.
Season over. Done.
Yeah.
Going to fucking. I'm gonna go to.
It's
South
a
of France.
December to May competition.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, that's
December
good.
to May.
Come back.
Then you get the whole European summer. You'd be out there gallivanting around, wouldn't he?
Cashed up too.
Cashed
I
up.
tell you what, it ends at May for a reason, I reckon. June, July, August, September, and back into training October. Couple of months pre-season, off you go. That sounds pretty good to me,
Yeah, that is
Joey
nice.
Manu, and I wish you all the best.
But
you will be missed to the game.
If the Roosters are going after Max Jorgensen, they've already got Nawanga Nitawase. I said it again. Then there's like there's rumours that the Dragons are going after Jordan Petaia, who plays for the Reds, who's also a weapon. Like, they're just getting their assholes cleaned out by Rugby League.
Well, it's when you go and you get a hose shoved up your ass, Tom.
Oh, like an enema.
An enema.
Is this a Rugby League enema?
Well, I think it's a rugby union enema. So
Sorry, great point.
the union, the last of the union shit has been removed. Shit is not a great word for Jorgo and so with talented players. But what I'm saying is, rugby union's getting an enema. There's going to be nothing left.
Yeah, they're just cleaning it out.
It's a clean out.
We're sucking the life out of them.
Yeah.
And it's been happening, punters and dribblers, for 20 years, but it's been getting ramped the fuck up. It's almost
They have got Suoliti though, so they're sucking us back.
yeah,
It's a double
they
suck.
sucked us a little
We've
bit.
plugged each other.
But if you believe the men's women's weekly, which I like to,
Yeah.
then they've got pretty strong opinions around the fact that Joey Manu's left and now the Roosters are down to their knees, knee pads on sort of stuff, trying to get him to stay.
And he did start the year well, Suoliti. He played really well.
He did play really well. And I think that if the man rips and tears this year, there might be a bit of a blank check sort of situation at the Roosters. Who knows? I don't know what his contract looks like. I don't know if he can backflip. All I know is that it's the last days of Rome sort of stuff for rugby union.
In Australia, at least.
In Australia, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, look, Joey, go get some crumpets in off-season, brother.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
Crumpet it up.
Go and get some crumpets. Like, he's still young. It's probably the best
And
time
hot.
to get crumpets as well, right? When
Yeah.
you're young, come back to rugby league, settle down, start a family.
Is he a family man or is
I
he a
think he's
crumpet
already
man?
actually.
Well,
he's a family man. Pretty sure.
Oh, Joey Manu. Sorry, I was thinking Suoliti.
Suoliti. Oh, he's a crumpet
Suoliti,
man.
he's a
still-
crumpet.
He's a
Because
crumpet man.
I'm saying Suoliti, you go over and get some crumpets. You're
Yeah.
young, dude.
He's a crumpet man.
It's crumpet season for you.
Oh, it's always crumpet season for
Fucking
Suoliti.
But do you think he'll go or do you think he'll stay?
I've
Just
said
like
for
gut-
ages,
gut
I think
check,
he's-
gut check.
I said for fucking, what do you reckon, 4 or 5 months that he'll stay. Why would you go to...
That would be so wild.
I
if he
don't
stayed.
like. I wonder what the go would be there though. Like if you've signed the contract. Like I know every contract means
like
shit,
the
but,
game, like Union is in massive debt. Like there's an argument to be made that, you know, yes, they could probably pay his contract for the next few years, but do they really want to be paying that much money for a guy that's not really going to like change that much at the moment?
But they kind of have to now that they're losing all these players. Like you can't be like, oh fuck it, we'll let you go.
I think it'd be smarter for Union to take that money and develop young and keep the young guys in the game than because like Suoliti going there, like he'll be good individually. He's not going to like we're not going to become all of a sudden good with a winger going to Union.
But I think they need eyeballs for the British and Irish Lions and the World Cup. I think he's an eyeball play
Is he
because they're
though?
like, well,
Is he yet?
yeah, but I mean, he's more of a draw than anyone they've got right now in Australian rugby.
Yeah.
He really is. Like he has the ability to bring some people over.
How many followers he got on Instagram?
If the stadiums aren't full and they don't have eyeballs for the British Irish Lions tour and the World Cup, which I think they would have already leveraged future sales against like.
Well, they did that in
servicing
the
their
last World
debt.
Cup where he came out and said that we'd spent $2.5 million more than we were supposed to.
yeah, and I think that was on red wine and fucking
And it was,
cargo.
and it was what you said that they expected to go better, so they spent the money.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they need the stadiums filled, and if they're not, big trouble.
62.
I don't think
he would've had more.
Suoliti is there yet. Like I thought he had a quiet year last year and almost, you know, his profile really did reduce. There was that huge push in his first year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's there yet. Like, for example, when they got Israel Folau, you know, Carmichael Hunt and that, they were Origin, like tip of the game, premierships.
Yes.
Whereas
Good
Suoli,
point.
in a couple of years, he might be there, but I don't know if he's there yet to like bring a crowd across.
Yeah.
If he has a big year,
His talent's there. Holy shit!
if he has a big year,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
video goes
For
this
sure.
year, but it's true. Even in the like, I've got. I always refer to this fucking chat group I'm in with like friends from school who are just rugby heads, despite how fucked it is. And they just couldn't give a fuck about Suoli. They're like dirty, all these cunts leave. Now I go, at least we got Suoli.
Yeah.
but it's not about rusted on Union fans. It's
No,
about
but
it's
in-
about
But, well, no,
the
it's
fence
not.
sitter.
But like, I mean, if you're not going to bring over people for someone that like the game aren't even excited about. Like the people that are fans don't even give a fuck about him. So how the fuck are you going to like? Do you know what I mean?
We're sort of, but I do think that if he has, let's say, he's a great season this year, plays
Different
Origin,
story.
and he gets a bigger
Different
profile,
story.
and he goes across, I think people like us that don't watch a heap of Union anymore are going to be more interested in the game.
But that's
as a result.
basically just like saying if he has a great year, plays Origin.
But even if he goes,
goes,
I'll still pay more of attention than I would. That's just a reality. For
I
me.
reckon he's absolutely got the talent to be a big superstar, but I just don't reckon. I reckon there was a period. If he put it this way, if he had kicked on his second year the way he did his first year,
Yeah.
I think that we would have a different conversation. Be like, yeah, he's turning into a superstar, but he's a very quiet lad, very reserved. You don't really see him putting himself in the media that much. I just don't think he's there yet where it's going to put many eyeballs onto Union. But as you said, we all know he can make Origin. He could make Australia. He could be literally Dally M Centre of the Year if he wanted. Like if he does, we know he has that potential. So. By the end of the year, we could be having a different conversation going, holy shit, we're losing Suoliti to Union when he's one of the best players in the competition.
a few more shirtless pics, you reckon? Just get himself out there a bit more. You
And
know
he's
what I mean?
hot.
That's
He's
what
so
I was
hot.
shocked he's only on 62,000 Instagram. He's way too hot.
I think, well, he just started a YouTube channel, actually.
Did he really?
Yeah, so like that
Okay.
move. So
This is a
he's
good
moving and
start.
shaking.
He's moving and shaking.
He's still young. He's
He's like
finding
20.
his feet.
Isn't he 20?
Is he 20?
Yeah.
He's so fucking
Okay.
He's
We are
young.
fucking,
Man, he was in school like fucking 18 months ago. I wouldn't be ruling out like a Calvin Klein shoot or something though.
That's-
Maybe
get him
colour
popping.
billboards.
That'll get some hype going.
Do you know what I mean?
popping.
I think we
Yeah.
need to Mark Wahlberg this man.
Yeah.
Sonny
I
Bill
like
did
that.
one of those in his career. He did a Pepsi
The
one.
Pepsi
where
one.
he did
Yeah,
the
okay.
billboard, he was
Yeah,
laying down
that's
in
what
white
you
jeans.
need. That's what you need.
Pepsi
Get
reach
the
out to
fucking
Suoliti.
rig out.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Very handsome man.
What about this?
Objectively,
Like
Objectively.
handsome as shit.
What about, and we're not there yet financially, but I think sometimes you got to take risk. What if we take out like a huge loan from the bank for Good Day and we get a huge billboard, Suoliti on there, just fucking like have a good day. Obviously, we can make his bulge look big and shit.
Oh, well, you'd make it look big.
I mean, I'm sure it's already big, but like we want it to be obnoxiously big.
But and would he be naked? Would you be able to see it, or
Well, no, you wouldn't want to see it because that would
would it just be
potentially.
snaking down his leg?
I think it might be snaking. But you get him in white jeans. You basically recreate the Sonny Bill shot because
And
that's
it's
fucking
and
hot
it's
as
just
shit.
hanging all the way down. To
Yeah,
his
yeah,
knee.
yeah.
Like Mohawk extensions. Even actually
You give him the
Mohawk
fucking the Sonny
extensions.
Bill.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
I don't know what it's going to cost. It'd probably cost a lot, but like
Maybe not that much.
maybe we get a loan.
Depends
from
what
the
he
big guy
costs.
over here.
What about you say exposure bar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exposure.
exposure.
This is good exposure.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're paying you an exposure.
Yeah. Like it. Like the Super Bowl.
Correct.
They don't get paid.
Yeah, but they sell
Exposure.
heaps of albums apparently.
Exposure.
Yep.
Yep.
I like that. So reach out.
Exposure play.
Suoli, exposure.
Exposure.
You get one billboard.
One. We can only afford one.
We can only afford one.
We can't afford to pay her.
And the exposure is
you do
actually
get
just going to
exposure.
be that we're going to expose ya, and
Yeah.
your dick's going to be on.
And you get we'll agree to 10 YouTube of your channel, 10 YouTube ads.
yeah.
So we'll plug your YouTube,
plug your
10
YouTube.
times.
10 times. Not 11. 10.
No,
And it's
10.
only 30 seconds. And we aren't going to read what you send us. We're just going to say what we want to say.
No. We're
Correct.
not gonna, you can't script it.
Yeah, it may not be positive.
If you put a bad video up, we're going to put a bad review. We're honest guys.
Yeah, we're honest.
Well, who are we without our authenticity, Denon? Who are we?
I tell you what, he fucking played outstanding. His battle with Stags at like round 0 or round 1 was absolutely outstanding. Yeah, I'm keen to see how he goes this year. Because who have you got in the wing for Origin? Lose, if you had to select right now.
Well,
Top
mate,
locked
honestly,
in.
obviously Tom's
Yeah.
locked in. You start having a little think about Joseph, don't you?
Got Suoliti,
Suoliti,
obviously the
Adaka.
Fox.
Fox, but how long is he injured for?
Not too long.
And
it's
a
not
few
as bad
weeks,
as
yeah,
they-
yeah.
as
It's only a
initially
couple of weeks.
thought, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like
Well, obviously he's in the fucking running for sure.
He's delivered before, you know.
Could you put Critter on the wing and that would fit Trell?
Dude, I'm starting to feel like Critter can't be denied anymore. He's only fucking 23, but like he's last year
so good
he was
last year.
fucking good.
Yeah.
You could put Critter
So
on.
you go Trell, Tommy, Critter.
It all depends. I mean, assuming that Tedesco stays at fullback, then it's Latrell and Turbo in the centres for sure. And then maybe you get a big rangy fucker
On the
I
wing
don't
there.
mind Critter on
like
the
a
wing.
Critter on the wing
Yeah.
who can get up and about, who can leap high and fast and true.
Because Coates is looking hot to trot. You need if you've got a winger marking someone, you need a tall winger marking Xavier.
Yeah,
He's
Coates,
hot to
yeah, Coates is easy, mate. Don't worry about that.
we're not worried about Coates.
We're not worried about
You're not worried about Coates?
You dropped him last year.
So you're not worried about Coates?
I couldn't be less worried. Did he even score on the weekend?
Holy, he played incredible on the weekend.
Did he score?
I think he might have actually.
Don't look into that. I don't know if he did or not.
And he had a try assist.
Not the same thing.
Listen, we've got options, but we've had options in the past, and it's not
Sometimes
always worked
options
out.
are the worst thing for
Yeah.
us. We've got too many options, dude.
But you could argue very strongly that options is actually what's fucked.
We
us.
used to hang our hat on the amount of weapons in the duffel bag. It might be that our duffel bag's got too many weapons. I don't know.
Well, it's too heavy.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Tips over.
Yeah.
And then you just get whatever weapon falls out kind of thing.
Sometimes it's,
listen. Injuries. Always been an injury thing.
injuries. Yeah, well, it's probably from trying to carry that fucking bag.
A reminder that our LDV T60 power play of the week was Josh Papali'i. The LDV T60 has 160 kilowatts of grunt, which makes it one of the most powerful utes in its class. Jai Arrow, injured. Now
I got a question. What do you reckon grunt is as it pertains to 160 kilowatts of grunt?
Well, if you're a ute man,
Yeah,
you'd know.
well, I know that's the thing. I'm not. I'm trying to become one. That's,
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Well, I can't. It's one of those things that I can't explain. You have to feel it.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Well, it's like ticker. It's like cunt.
yeah.
It's grunt.
Grunt. Okay. Yeah, 160 kilowatts a ticker, but in ute terms, it's
In
grunt.
ute terms,
Well, yeah.
it's
if you talk-
PCMs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. If you're
Yeah.
talking ute, you're usually talking grunt.
Yeah.
You're talking PCMs pretty much. It's the top of utes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Nice.
The top of utes.
Jai Arrow, injured. And it was reported that he may miss the season, but now we're hearing reports that he may just have to rehab for 4 weeks. That's still not 100%, but it's looking more positive. Dimitro's confident he'll be back playing in 4 weeks, but this does give young throbber Tallis Duncan an opportunity to start on Arrow's edge. I tell you what, if Arrow's out for the season, that is terrible news for you guys, because then you've got Campbell obviously out, you've got Arrow out. I will say though, Tallis Duncan, absolute throbber. Cannot wait to see him
Is this
play.
a fucking injury? Did Jai do this fucking?
No,
thing?
no, Zumba was involved. This
Okay.
was on the field, getting tackled by another person,
Okay.
Tallis Duncan, named after Gordy Tallis.
which is, you like that.
You love
You
that.
would like it. Mate.
And he's
if
at the
you
edge
name
of-
your kid after Gordon Tallis, they play rugby league.
Well, no.
Except for that.
Except for that one goal we met.
Well, there's always anomalies.
yeah.
The exception doesn't prove the rule.
No, it doesn't. He was always going to play. The one that we met in Magic Round a couple of years ago was no taller than this bottle. And
He was a little man.
he was a tiny,
Not a small
tiny-
person.
No. Just a small person. Just a small person.
Not a small
Not
person.
a little person, but a small person.
Correct.
That makes sense.
He was a goer.
Oh, no, he was a fucking dude. We hung out with him. I was
We liked
shocked
him.
he was
Yeah.
in a
He was
in a
our cup
licensed
of
venue,
tea.
but
Okay.
He was 18, 19, but he was tiny. and
Checked
he was
his
never
ID.
play rugby league.
No, he was our cup of tea. All we're saying is not all people named after Gordon
Not all
Tallis.
Tallis is created equal.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Just like not all Jais are created equal.
Correct.
There are some big dog Jais out there.
There are. So basically, if he gets surgery, he misses the entire season. If he rehabs it, he can stay. It's 4 weeks. That makes sense. The Rabbitohs, what's doing over there, bruh? You
suck
guys
now.
stink.
We
I
don't-
reckon you missed the 8.
Yeah.
I don't think that at
He's
all.
heart, we just watched, that Simpson meme where he's like, this is the moment his heart broke.
Yeah.
We just saw that with Matty from you guys.
No, it's round
He
two.
just broke his heart.
It's round
Well,
two
it is round 2, but like if you're so confident, why aren't you flying up to Suncorp tonight?
because I have things to do.
What do you got to do? Other than
Well,
scissor me timbers.
Speak to the guy on your left. I've work to do.
Why can't he work from fucking Queensland?
Well, we have a podcast to do for one.
That's a great point.
Let him go up there, mate.
Yeah, let him go
You
up.
could have gone up with him.
Yeah,
you
you
could have had
should've
like
gone up
all
with him.
together
I've got
father
a
son
show
thing.
with Matty Johnson and Webby tomorrow.
Okay, that was a name drop.
Okay.
That was a name drop.
Oh,
yeah, we know you know
right,
Matty.
okay.
We know Matty too. Right?
What about Webby? You didn't say anything
No, I
about Webby?
like Webby. We saw Webby over there. He's a good man. Again,
and
we know
Benny?
him too, but we don't run around dropping names on him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Tallis Duncan's job.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see Tallis. I'm
Yeah.
also excited to see the Rabbitohs miss the 8, just quietly.
Wow.
But I mean, like, they're against your boys tonight.
Yes.
I assume that your boys get the job done. If your boys don't get the job done and you lose to his
At
boys,
home as well, at home.
What then? Does he get his pay docked? Like, is there something that happens in-house?
No punishment. We're going to build into this year. We're going to build into this year at the Broncos. If we lose, no stress.
Okay.
No stress.
You're not worried?
I'm getting a high on your own supply vibe off you guys because you had one win.
Mate,
Listen, we only have one win to go off. That's all.
we have one win to go off. It
We've
was
only
an
got one
impressive
game.
win. Again, reiterating what I said last week, everyone in the Movers and Shakers Lounge was saying the same thing. Manly win the comp. I'm just regurgitating what people have been saying.
Yep.
I saw some issues, some structural issues out of the Rabbitohs last week. I saw DC absolutely exploit those defensive fragilities.
Yeah, the left edge of the Rabbitohs got absolutely butt fucked by the Manly Seagulls.
Well, it got pounded into God's green earth, Tom. It's as simple as that. So I'm a little bit concerned about the Rabbitohs. A lot of injuries, and Manly, when we go 2 wins from 2 games this weekend, beat the Roosters, I think everyone now has to start bowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
So bowing alongside us bowing at Panthers, do we go lower or
Well,
higher?
everyone's already. Yeah, you go lower.
Yeah.
So
You
we're
guys lay
bowed,
face down.
but then you
lay face down.
We put our face on the floor.
You're like planking.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
facing the mud sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's the way I see it.
Okay.
Is Tallis a Queenslander?
I don't think so. But that's
He's
our,
not.
Dude, that'd be nice if we had a Tallis in New South Wales in a couple of years just to come back and get you.
Pretty dribbly if you're from New South Wales naming your kid after Gordon Tallis.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell
Maybe
you
his
what,
dad was a Queenslander or something.
that's how strong spiritually Tallis is.
His name should be Fitler Duncan.
Yeah, it should be. Or Joey
Or
Duncan.
Joey Duncan.
He was born in Wollongong, and this pains me, but he's actually a Roosters junior.
They don't exist.
Wow, so
They don't
Rabbitohs
exist.
stealing.
There's
Rabbitohs
actually
stealing
there's
Roosters.
one.
Yeah,
It's him.
There's not many.
Rabbitohs stealing Roosters Juniors always happens. Always happens.
Fucking Rabbitohs.
The Tigers will start Lockie Galvin at 5'8" this week against the Raiders. Sullivan will be halfback. Caesar on the bench at 14. There's also an opinion article that has people talking where Benji, unusual and relaxed approach to coaching was questioned.
I missed this. What
That
did it
was
say?
him saying he doesn't want to be a 24/7 coach. Now, I don't know if that means he wants to be like a 7-Eleven coach.
So he
Like,
wants to turn off at points. Is that
I
what
think
you
he's just like, at some points, he just wants to be like, you know what? Fuck coaching. For like, maybe it's just a couple of hours. I don't know. Maybe
He wants
it's
to take the coaching hat off sometimes.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to keep it on at all times.
mean? When he's at home with his young
Yeah,
family,
when he
wants
walks
to
in the
take that
house
off.
and
I
he
get
takes the hat off,
Yeah.
I'm not a coach anymore. I'm a husband and a father.
I respect that.
No, I don't.
You don't
No, I don't.
coach at all times?
Coach at all times, dude. You have to. You know, and if you believe NRL 360, who I happen to believe wholeheartily, 100% of the time, some coaches in the game, some former coaches, current coaches, you know, people that fucking big wigs, they raise their eyebrows at this.
Okay.
You know, like, fucking, you haven't coached a game of rugby league yet, and you're already talking about taking time off from coaching rugby league.
Do you have your own life? That is a red
How
flag.
fucking dare you, cunt?
Well, I would say this: your opinion on whether or not he should be for full-time coach or just a coach when he's at the ground, so to speak. You're sort of setting yourself up here. If they have a shocking start, you've just given fodder to the media that, well, you should be fucking trying harder, mate. Like,
Maybe-
why say anything?
Maybe he's going down the New South Wales route of like, I just want to be part-time coach.
Well, no, because we didn't want that.
Well, a full-time coach at the Tigers didn't work, so maybe a half-time.
So maybe he's just
maybe
a
that's
part-time
it.
coach. Because like they've had full-time coaches this whole time, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, it's worked.
That's
No.
actually a great point.
And so he's just gone, I just want to be part-time. It's clearly not working for you, so let's change it up.
Yeah, I'm all right. I work fucking Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, I work
Unless
every
we have to
second
play
day.
Thursday, which we never do.
You know what that looks like? That looks like
Yeah.
a board that's backing its coach.
Yeah.
He can pull those shots.
Yeah,
I
and if
don't
I'm
mind
working
that.
weekends, I'm getting time in lieu.
Yeah.
I'm getting time in fucking lieu.
Well,
here.
as is your right.
As is my right, yeah. 9 to 5, we get an hour for lunch, and when that 5 o'clock hits, we're out of here. mate.
Benji's just a big workers' rights guy.
Yeah. It was a union guy.
He's a union guy.
He's a lefty.
He did go play union too.
He did for at
Yeah, he
least a
did.
full game.
Yeah. Did he play 80 minutes? I don't know if he did.
I'm not sure.
The Blues?
So look, he just works part-time. he's fucking Celebrity Apprentice. He won that, so he's probably going to do that again.
Yeah,
Whilst
okay.
being
So
head coach.
he's trying to fit in some brand deals and shit around coaching, maybe.
We might see him back on Fox. He had a show. Benji?
Yeah, spray painted background.
That's right.
You got to wear fucking cool clothes and
Get
shit.
Benji back. That was
Yeah.
that was a relaxed show too.
Yeah, that was. It was very relaxed.
He's a relaxed
Cool.
guy.
And also,
Graffiti.
fans always talk about, footy was better when everyone was part-time and they had jobs. So he's just bringing back old school footy where you got to go work and play on the weekends.
Players full time though.
Maybe that's what he's going all the way, though. Players, you just go part-time because we've done the full-time thing. Hasn't worked for a couple of years.
Are they still getting paid full wage? Or is
No,
this like
they go get a job,
okay,
pour
they gotta
beers.
go get a job.
And they can
Okay.
only be plumbers, sparkies, pour beers. Can't do office jobs. Has
No,
to be
Garbo.
something
Keep 'em
that
fit.
something that's nostalgic.
Well, Garbo's good. You start early and you finish early, so you can train all day and then you go to bed early.
Garbo broke our bin yesterday, bastard.
The bloke's up at like
he pegged it.
He's at 2 a.m. He's
Pegged it.
grinding his dick off. He's got no money.
Don't you worry. I respect the Garbo. We sucked off the Garbos on our potty the other day, but he threw our bin. I saw him do it because they come around our place like basically when you leave the house like 7:30, and he's just launched the fucker and the lid's just snapped off, and I'm like, jeez.
Maybe he's an Eels fan and he's
Christ.
sick of the shit you've been talking about Eels for the last few years.
possible.
That is possible actually, and in which case that's justified.
Which is possible, likely. I would suggest likely.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I wish Benji.
He has set ammo. He has given people ammo with that.
Just keep your mouth shut, mate.
Yeah.
Just training's going great. That's it.
Yeah.
We're keen to win this weekend.
Shut up and coach.
Shut up and coach. Like, just listen to what Wayne Bennett says. Does Wayne Bennett say shit like this? He says like one word in
Yeah.
fucking 1 month.
Look, to be fair, we haven't got the quote up, so we're probably speaking. There might be context around what he said if you can get that up.
I'm
Context.
going off the pointers on the screen, mate.
That's all we do.
I will read the auto cue.
We'll wait for Matty to get the quote up just to get the context of exactly what he said because he might have been kind of misquoted and it might have been like, I'm fully committed, blah, blah, blah.
I'd be shocked if he was misquoted.
So Aiden Caesar off the bench, is that just like a, runs on the board sort of thing? Is there not enough fitness in the legs?
I think it's a safety net maybe. Like, because you've got a rookie playing 6, you've also got a young 7. See how they go, maybe first 20.
I mean, Sullivan's still kind of got rookie energy about him as well.
That's what I mean.
Like,
And Lockie can
How
play
old's
in
Lockie
the
Galvin?
back row. Lachlan Galvin can play in the back row. He played in the trial and played really well. What you got there, Matty?
Just the quotes. So the quote is actually from November last year.
Oh, well,
When-
fuck.
I know.
fucking hell.
When
I
Benji-
love this shit, dude.
so...
Hey, I'll run
I
you.
love it.
Let me run you through it. It's comical. So last November, Benji said, "I'm not your typical head coach. I do like time away from it. I'm not 24/7 coaching." And now it says a former premiership winning coach who hasn't been named has quotes responding to that. And this article came out yesterday.
And what did the coach responding to that say? Is that Tim Sheens?
This is a good old-fashioned round 1 ambush
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
journo.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's take a quote from 6 months ago and then pretend like it's just happened before the game's about to start.
Seriously.
Yeah. So that's basically what's happened. The coach said, "Fuck me dead. This won't end well." And then,
Fuck me dead, this won't end well.
yeah, that's what. Yeah. So, but that's anonymous. And then an NRL CEO who also is anonymous had a big quote about this conventional wisdom towards coaching is over players. It's not all about sitting there watching video. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So
The
he was
CEO
on.
backed him.
He was on Benji's side.
Yeah.
So he's been
makes sense.
completely reamed out of context
Yeah.
in the off-season.
And on 360 last night, he said, Bulldogs said he spoke to Benji yesterday and Benji was like kind of upset at the insinuation that he would not put
wasn't
the effort
committed.
in.
Yeah. And quite rightly so.
Because that's the way it's implied.
Yeah. It's like that he's like, fuck. I'm not like, listen, I'm into it, but like, I'm not, it's not going to take over my whole life.
You know what's like a sad state of the world is like this podcast is pure dribble, like shit vomiting out our mouths. But it took us to investigate to get the context. That's a sad state of affairs.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's also rugby league for you.
Well, no, it is. It's why it's the greatest game of all. But
The truth doesn't often move the needle, unfortunately.
No.
So there needs to be a bit of bullshit in there. I'm talking conventional media here, obviously. Penises is what moves the needle in our world.
Look, what I like about this from Benji is like, look, he has come out and said that no, he's not building for next year or the year after. Like he wants to win games now. But if this Galvin guy is as good as Benji hopes he is, the amount of confidence and backing Galvin he's putting into Galvin, the dividends that could pay in 2 or 3 years with Benji as head coach could be quite substantial.
because is there a chance that
Chance.
Gandhi, that something like this could fuck over a young kid as well. Like if their side sucks balls.
It just depends how you. If it depends how you like. You've got to insulate him. So, for example, what Wayne does with rookies is he just does no media. So you might have the best game ever in your rookie, your debut year, but no journos will come up to you and speak to you because he just bans media. Deal with every time a big player arrives at Bennett clubs, unless they're already fully established, usually you'll see like they never do interviews and that. And so if I'm Benji, I'm banning him from media, but also like every single press conference, I'm not really like putting the focus on him because if you put the focus on him, then the fans just expect him to, do it. So it'd just be about Benji's handling of him. And also like, look, Aiden Caesar, good solid player, but it's not like he's replacing a guy that's in his prime, ready to go 7. It's not like they have a plethora of options for the 6 and 7 role. Mm-hmm. And so it could just be he has a couple games. I mean, look at Katoa at the Dolphins. He played a whole year and then he didn't start the year for the Dolphins. He might just have a couple games and Caesar comes on and kills it. Maybe, Bud kills it. And, so I don't think it's like locked in for the rest of the year, but it is a good shot in the arm for Lockie Galvin to go, like, if you really take this with both hands, this could be your team for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just got to be handled like correctly though. Like the last thing you want is Lockie Galvin to go out, have 4 or 5 hectic games. All the media's interviewing him. He's doing all the press conference. Everyone loves him. Oh, this guy's the next. He's the saviour. He's the saviour. And then at the end of the year, because he's in his rookie's year, he starts getting tired, starts having bad games, and then they just fucking put the boot into him. Yeah. Because that's usually what happens.
That's the way it can be done.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But Galvin, he is talented. Like, he is talented. The fact that he can play essentially anywhere from back row out to wing is actually crazy.
Go well, son.
Go well.
Good name too.
Shout out to Liquor Emporium, St. Peter's. Get in and have a look at the bloke display on entry. That is Liquor Emporium, St. Peter's. And Liquor Emporium has been supporting us since day dot. Literally since day dot. So make sure to go and support them. The store owner, Tate, is going through a tough time at the moment. I spoke to him the other day. Very tough time. So if you can go in there, even if it's not to go in there and buy a bloke beer, if it's other alcohol, go in there and support the fella because he's always been a supporter of us. And just wanted to let Tate know we're thinking of him. Very tough time at the moment. Oatesy, there's reports that Corey Oates is unhappy with his omission from the NRL team and also unhappy that he's been allocated to play for the Burleigh Bears 110 kilometres away from his house. The Broncos have 2 more affiliated clubs within Brisbane in Wynn and Manly, South Logan, with both being shorter distance to travel.
Interesting.
What do you think about that? Because I don't get Queen. Like, 110 kilometres, it's long, but it might not be that bit of a fuck.
Well, it just depends on, like, who leaked this information. Like, was it the Oates side of things going, this is ridiculous, why should I travel that distance? Or is it the Broncos side of things to defend their decision not to select him? And I don't know. Put it this way, when I was like coming back to the Broncos, and look, Corey Oates, Origin player, way better player, played forever, all that kind of stuff. So different situation. But when I came back, I was living on the Gold Coast and they made me play at Redcliffe, which is past Brisbane.
Yes.
And I was on like no money. So it does happen. I understand Corey Oates' frustration of having to drive to the Burleigh Bears if he's got a young family. I get all that. But at the same time, most of the week you would be training with the Broncos and it would probably be Thursday or even Friday that you'd have to go down there. So you'd probably have to go down there 3 days max, 2 days. And also there actually are, I think, other Broncos players that play for the Burleigh Bears on the weekend. I think Xavier Willison did. So
why wouldn't they just keep them closer though? What do you think?
Well, maybe the Burleigh, because if a club becomes an affiliate of the NRL club, they have expectations. Yeah, otherwise, they'll go with another club. Like, for example, the Burleigh Bears. Like, if you're not going to send players to us, we'll go with the Titans. Why do we go with you guys if you're not going to send us players?
Sure.
Especially because Burleigh is essentially the Gold Coast, right?
Yeah, heart of the Gold Coast.
It's like the south.
Literally 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from the stadium of the Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah.
And they used to be with the Titans. So, but in saying that, it's hard to comment on this because we don't know whether this is true. Like, is he really unhappy or is this kind of like smoke and mirrors?
Could it be one of those things where they are trying to fuck him off?
Well, he just re-signed, I think.
What, is he on decent money?
No, minimum. Like, he re-signed for unders out of loyalty. So, I don't know.
Interesting.
Wasn't he in quite good form last year? Like, I can't remember because
So
he seems like he's an NRL standard fucking player. Like,
no, he broke. So he was in decent form, and then he broke his jaw from Scotty Drinkwater, I think. And then we had Jesse Arthurs come in and go really well.
Yeah, he was really good in 2022. He played 22 games, scored 20 tries, but he only played 9 games last year.
Yeah, so I think he's just struggled to get back into the side.
Would you have him in there, or are you happy with you?
Look, to be honest, Jesse, Corey Oates, and Dean Mariner all offer Arthurs and Oates are kind of similar-ish, but Arthurs is younger and probably more explosive. Oates obviously has experience, and so put it this way: let's say Jesse Arthurs and Dean Mariner are like 10 out of 10, then Corey Oates for me would be like 9.5. They're so close.
Yeah.
You could put either one in and they would do really well. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It's a tough one because Corey Oates is older, whereas Jesse Arthur and that are relatively young, especially Dean Mariner. He's like 20. Arthurs is like 24, 25. Played really well in round 1. So did Dean Mariner.
In a losing side.
Usually in these situations, there's more to the story.
However, I'd
imagine.
also say this: if you're Corey Oates and you're fucking not making the first grade side, and you got to travel all the way down to Burleigh to play reserve grade, you probably aren't going to be that stoked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be happy about that.
No.
Like, it doesn't mean that you don't do it, but also, am I fucking happy to be playing reserve grade? Probably not.
Yeah. I think
No.
It's like, you could interpret that however you want.
Well, I think that there's been other reports, and could you Google this, that Corey Oates is just unclear of where he sits, because apparently
Fair enough.
leading into the season, he was the front runner for the wing spot, and then the season arrived and he wasn't. So if that's the case, then I can understand his frustration and lack of communication. It happens in every single team. Sometimes you just don't get the right information on how you need to improve or how to get that spot.
So,
But it's just a hard backline to get into, man. It's an unbelievable backline.
But so in the preseason, would they be withholding information on who the front runner is to make them train harder to try and get the spot?
Not really.
How much clarity is there around that?
No, they don't tell people. They don't go to people unless there's a specific. Wayne might go to a forward or even back, and to give him confidence, say, "I'm going to start you, so you better have a good preseason." But you don't universally go to the team and say, "You're in, you're in." What will usually happen is that when you're doing a team run, they'll usually put in who is going to be in round 1, and then they'll rotate. So, for example, he would have probably been training in the main team, and then every now and then Mariner would sub in, Arthurs would sub in, whoever it was, Selwyn might go on the wing for a little bit, and that can give you this sense of, well, I was always in that first team all the way through preseason, and then a week out of the season, just boom, got hit with the selection. So it's hard to say to knowing the details. What I will say is mate, it's a tough backline to get into, and sometimes you're just out of favour. It's not good. I've been out of favour heaps, way more than him. Fuck, I've been fucking brushed from clubs. So I'd love to know if there's more going on. And I get his frustration. You got a family, you don't want to drive an hour down, an hour back. But
It's also not an hour, isn't it?
It's not that. I mean, it takes me 45 minutes to get in here every day.
In a chopper.
Quicker than that, wouldn't it? But
Maybe I
Manly's
could
got to
land
go to
in the chopper.
Blacktown. Manly to Blacktown. How fucking far is that?
Yeah, exactly. But even getting in from...
A lot of players drive an hour to train.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 40 minutes
That's
to
my
the
point.
fucking studio some mornings. It's not that hectic.
It's really not. It's really not. So I don't know. I think there's more going on here. I think there just might be some frustration, maybe communication breakdown. But at the same time, super hard backline to get into. I won't be surprised if he doesn't fight his way back in because he's a frigging good player, a really good player. Now on to the next extremely good player, Zac Lomax. Reports that Lomax management requested permission from the Dragons to sign with the Eels, but it was denied. There was an earlier report that he was unhappy at the fact he was playing wing this season. He played wing on the weekend. 2 line breaks, a try, ran for 266 metres.
Had a good game.
Actually saw Big Zachy last night. Fuck, he's a big boy.
How big is he, person?
Fucking big. He'd be 6'3", I'd say. 6'4".
Got some good arms on him.
Yeah, he's a hot boy. He's a hot boy. This one's a weird one because, first of all, why are they leaking that he asked for the request, whether it's his manager or it's a club? And also, weren't there reports in the off-season that they were trying to shop him around?
I didn't hear those,
What?
but it does seem like he's being painted poorly.
Yeah.
So you sort of...
And then he
when
comes
that
out and rips and tears.
When that happens, you sort of... And you, basically, since hearing about how you were treated, whenever you see players getting made to look like they're bad, I've now got skeptical fucking...
Well, on the weekend, did it look like a player that wasn't keen to rip and tear?
No, it didn't. He had an incredible game. And also, in the modern game now, wingers, we were talking about this the other day, there's more glory in being a winger than a centre.
Get the ball more.
You know what I mean? You get the ball more. You get to fucking score tries. Like you truck a bit of nut out of your own end. So, you know, I don't. Maybe it is that they're trying to push the man out.
He's on a fair bit of money.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be why, right? They're trying to fuck him off because of salary cap pressure.
And because the coach is even going like, he's like, I'll have that chat, just not this year. Like it's even hearing the coach just Flano just.
Well, that was funny because I think the intention was to try to look like, no, we are not trying to release him. But when you actually read what it says is, we're not releasing him this year.
Yeah.
Right, like right this second, he's with us. Yeah.
And like, look, you know, that's no denying that Lomax has had an up and down couple of years. Like, in saying that, the environment of the Dragons the last few years has been pretty poor. And I think, look, it's only one round. I get it. They could fall off a cliff. I understand all that. But I think the game on round one showed when Flanagan has come in and created a good environment, look how good these boys are playing. So I'll tell you what, if he can put his head down and play like he did on the weekend, any club could use him. Literally any club. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, he's still comfortably, he'd be close to their best fucking back, if not their best back at the Dragons generally, right? Like, he's still a fucking good player.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe on too much money for you, but like, do you really want to be getting rid of fucking Zac Lomax?
Hope he can rip and tear. I'd assume that when you see all these reports coming out, I'd assume he'll be somewhere else next year. When this comes out, very hard to rein back in these kind of stories and go, oh, no, bro, like, we want to keep you, and or I want to stay. But yeah, I'm keen to watch him play this year. Don't forget, hungriest player was actually Zac Lomax. Use code Lomax for free delivery. LO.
Use code Brooks.
Use code Brooks, it says.
It does say that, but I thought on my feet. Remember last time?
Quick.
No, remember last time?
Yeah, that was really good.
Hey, you said I needed to be better?
That was fucking good.
You remember the last time you said I need to be better?
You deserved
I took it on.
there.
Yeah, I took it on board. I took it on board. I'm being better.
Because it says for everyone at home, behind the wall here, it says use code Brooks for free delivery. But actually, it's Lomax. And on the fly...
Well, Luke Brooks didn't play last week. He played in like round 0.
Yeah. And so that was the code for round 0.
Right, no, but I was like, but
on the fly...
It's just because you rode Brooks.
I didn't ride Brooks.
Right.
Who did?
Matty rode Brooks.
Matty.
So you throwing Matty under the bus?
He writes this.
Fuck, Matty.
So what's the code?
I tried to protect
Everyone's
Matty.
getting confused.
Yeah,
what's the code?
What is the code?
The code is Lomax.
Cody's Lomax.
But it says Brooks.
LOMAX, free delivery. Get amongst it. Also, we've closed the survey down. It was incredible the amount of people that did the survey. We'll announce the winners for the $100 gift vouchers on Monday. And we might even give you some insights into what the community wants and thinks and all that kind of stuff. We're just going to get the report done for that. Brizzy Broncos, $1.38. Rabbitohs, $3.09. Now, I got Broncos winning, but $3.09 for the Rabbitohs for me, that's value.
Yeah.
We're talking about that in the green room. It's a long price for the Bunnies. $3.09 because the Broncos weren't that good in round one. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
You could argue mediocre.
You could argue it.
You could argue mediocre. You could argue mediocre in a court of law.
I'll allow that.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos will win, but I'd be having a nibble at the line.
8.5.
8.5 for
$1.88,
points. I'd be having a nibble.
Have a nibble?
I'd be having a nibble.
Stewie dive a nibble?
I'd have a Stewie. Have a Stewie.
Are you having a nibble?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm nibbling. You nibble that line, bro.
How's the greatest betting show of all time going? With a Roo join you?
Mate, it's good.
It's good having the Roo
stuff.
on
The
there.
Roo,
He knows
mate.
what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking
he
about, but he came in swinging the old kangaroo tail, if you will, because he sort
He's
of
swinging the
thought,
piece around.
Well, he thought he was just going to come in. Everyone sees our, the way that we do sometimes and how the bets go. And he just walked in thinking he's going to fucking kick ass.
Bright lights got to him, you reckon?
Bro, he didn't have a single fucking... He hasn't had a single bet get up yet. Now, neither have I, but he came in being like...
He thought he would.
Yeah, he thought he would.
That's
I
the
knew.
difference.
I'm not shocked by my performance.
So you're both swinging micros around.
Mate, to be honest, micro's generous. Sebo's got, in 47 bets across the entire show, we've got
Everyone
one.
included.
Everyone included. Eddy, me, Rose, Seb. Seb got one. That's it.
What?
Round one.
So
was
he's the
not-
worst punting show of all time.
Well, but it's the
worst
best
start.
punting show.
Worst start.
Worst
Worst start. Worst start.
And
you're
also,
building into the year. You're building into the year.
well, round one, like it was fucking
You're not a round one
diabolical.
team. You're a Trent Robinson Roosters kind of building into the year.
No one's a round one team.
We're
last
building.
week. Every
I did
underdog
see
won.
yourself. I did see you lament the fact that you continue to pick favourites in round one year on year.
Yeah.
Can we get a commitment to the dribblers that you will not do that again?
That'll never happen again.
So, I I want to make that commitment. That's all I want to do. I want to make that commitment to myself, to the punter, to the dribbler, to my family, to my friends. I want to make that commitment, but I don't remember year to year. I suffer from some sort of amnesia. I'll get to round 1 next year and I'll be tipping favourites, triple staking motherfuckers again. Like, it's madness in the extreme, dude. It makes no sense. Happens every year. Happens to everyone.
It's round 1
Happens to
fever.
everyone every year. No, because we just buy into the hype and the bullshit.
Yeah. It's round 1 fever.
Oh,
It goes around. It's
dangerous.
Bad case of it.
It's a bad case of it.
Sharkies $1.29, Doggies $3.62. I'm going the Sharkies in. Depending on if their attack can click, I think 13 plus. But if their attack doesn't click, I think tight game. Because last week their attack wasn't great, but their defense was outstanding.
Yeah, they weren't clicking at all, really, were they?
Saw Nico last night. It's looking so hot.
8.5 start for the Sharks. I mean, you take the Sharks with the minus 8.5 for sure.
Guru did point out there though the other day that Dogs, after they got humped against Manly, round 1 went down and pumped Melbourne.
They
round
did.
2 last year.
Yeah.
I'm just
No, I know.
It's
It's worth noting.
considering
It is worth
because what happened in round 1 last year? All the underdogs got up. Happening again this year. Maybe there are patterns.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Penny Panthers $1.39, Eels $3.03.
I'm having a lick of the ears.
I'm Eels.
Okay, your Eels. As in 1 to 12, they win.
On.
On, no, just on. I'm taking 303.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mate, the Eels love beating Penrith when there's nothing on the line.
Yeah, like round 2.
Round 2, round 16, fucking whatever. When there's absolutely nothing to play for, the Eels get up.
Do you reckon Brad Arthur says, boys, who gives a shit
Yeah.
before they run out?
Fuck this game. And
You know
then they
what?
go out
None of
and
you
play.
even have to play if you don't want it.
Yeah, seriously.
And they pump them.
Yeah, and they go win. And whilst I don't necessarily believe they'll win, the Eels have beat them like the last 4 times, not in a grand final, something ridiculous. They beat them twice last year. If I'm not on the Eels this week and they do win, then I won't be able to live with myself. I won't be able to look at the man in the mirror.
Okay.
So I have to do it.
What are you?
And you want to be able to look at the man in the mirror.
You do. You do. And 303 is tasty odds.
Yeah, I'm taking that. Eels,
Taking it?
sure.
Okay. I'm going to go Panthers.
Ouch.
Raiders versus the Tigers.
Milk.
Yeah.
Milk at home.
Where's the odds? Damn. What are you? All right.
Milk at home for sure. Tigers, I just think that they might have another
Benji's not working.
Well,
He's got the weekend off.
Is Benji
Benji
having
may
this
not be
game?
there. No.
Is he doing
He
alternates?
doesn't do
I don't
away
think-
game.
Yeah,
He
he's
doesn't
only
do away
doing. He's only doing odd.
They wouldn't give him his Laha. He's living away from home allowance.
No, fuck. And which is,
I think he's doing odd rounds, so 1, 3, 5. So
Yeah.
he won't be there.
So will there be a coach? Who's the assistant? It's not Noddy, is it?
Noddy.
I don't know.
No, his assistant is someone else now, isn't it? I think it's a former. Yeah,
Is it?
John, isn't it John Morris?
I think it's like a John Morris
Okay,
went
so
there.
maybe Johnny Morris.
Oh no, there's 3 assistants:
Okay, well, this
Robbie-
is probably why, because he's fucking barely working.
Robbie Farah, Chris Hyington, and John Morris.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
And
One of those.
Canberra $1.45 to win that game.
Yeah.
What's Tigers?
To 277.
See, that's kind of crazy to me when the Eels are more likely to beat Penrith than the Tigers are to beat Raiders. I would have thought in the odds world.
We haven't seen the Tigers yet, mate.
Great point. I take it all back.
We haven't seen them.
No, I take it
Okay.
all back.
That's
Haven't
fair.
seen the Tigers
Take
yet.
it all back.
And they could be galvanised behind the out of context.
Behind
quote.
Galvin.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Galvanised behind Galvin.
Lockie galvanised. That's close to get on my hair, boys.
Yeah. You're welcome.
North Queensland Newing.
I think Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys looked horny as
And the Knights look like
anything.
pure shit.
Yeah. They
No
did.
offense, they did.
No.
Like that game was fucking toilet last Thursday.
Yeah.
I think we all had the wool pulled over our eyes. We saw a night side go deep last year, win all those games in a row, and then you started to believe they had a way better side than they do. I don't think they're that shit hot. No offense.
Okay, so you're going to fall out of the 8 this year?
I think they'll struggle to make the 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going
But what would I
Cowboys.
know?
Cows.
Cows are looking hot. Storm v the Warriors.
You can get a price for the
Yeah,
Warriors.
bit
can.
of yep, good
You
value.
can, but I actually hate this game to bet on, but I'm just going to take Storm because I don't know.
Well, Warriors can't beat Storm in Melbourne.
But they
historically.
used to be able to. There was like a period where
They
used to
beat
be
them in
able
that
to.
prelim when Manly went on to hump them.
No, well, but there was like a period where the
Outside of
Storm
that, I
would
don't
get
remember.
the Warriors would get up over Melbourne.
There was a period. I think it was
There
like
was.
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
But
right,
like
right.
it all.
Well, let's
bleeds
go a
into-
little bit more recent, right?
Yeah.
I think Storm.
Yeah, I'll go Storm.
They haven't won there since 2014.
There you go.
So like
So,
10
10
years.
Manly versus Roosters.
Manly.
Manly, famous win.
Manly.
We'll be there.
I'm going to go Roosters.
Manly. Fuck you.
That's
What's-
bitterness, dude.
That's not
bullshit.
bitterness. Roosters looking good.
No, so are Manly.
Yeah, but just they're looking a little bit
But
better.
no, they're not. Manly.
Okay, you were losing the game with 20 or 30 to go, and then you just...
We weren't trying at the start.
That also shows that shows like character.
Resilience.
That when the game's on the line, Jack Della Maddalena style, you stand up and you fucking knee him in the face.
Did you see he's got a broken
Broken arm round 1. And was
knocked him out.
boxing the fuck out of him for the whole fight. And
God.
managing to... How hard would it be to get up off the ground with Gilbert Burns on you when you have a broken arm?
No, thanks.
He's the Manly Seagulls of fucking... of UFC.
Okay.
It's a great point.
Dolphins, Dragons.
I'm going to have the Drags.
I can't remember what I did here. Actually, I don't think I picked it.
I'm happy to get my heart broken and just go Dragons. Just get on the hype train.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I'm
Enjoy it.
happy to hop on. I like it when the Dragons win early and then fall off a cliff.
That's actually true.
I
They're like
that.
top of the table, all right,
Yeah,
round
yeah,
11
yeah.
and then
They
just
love
disappear.
starting the season. If you handed out comps after 4 rounds, the Dragons would be sniffing about.
It's a great point. I'm on Dragons with you.
Alrighty, we are done and dusted. Grab some Good Day. Make sure to grab a case of Bloke Beer. Is the beer of rugby league. And don't forget, Sunday, New South Wales time between 2:45, 3:45, live show. As usual, we'll go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.